Hello again, it's Kabo, and right now I'm digging. I'm making my big hole for the base deeper. Um, Nothing special really, just going around the edge. I just go around in circles until I get to the middle right now. I've probably got maybe 1 or 2 levels to go before I start really uh, digging out the center so we can put it in a mob system. But what I wanted to start with in this episode is snow. Specifically snow and rain, but the reason is because, as you can see, it snowed. Over here there's a little bit, but over there's a lot more. And when you're digging a big hole like this, it's really annoying because if you have snow in the way, you're not paying attention, you can dig the snow accidentally, which uses up your tools. It also gets in the way, slows things down. Or, if you have a block here, it's hiding what's behind there, so you can't see the ore, and you can accidentally dig out the ore like that because the thing digs so fast. So it's annoying for a few reasons. So I really want to know, is there an easy way to deal with snow, prevent it from falling or something like that? And it turns out there is. There is actually a very, very easy way to deal with snowfall. And all you have to do is go to bed. It's that simple. If you go to bed every night, then you can pretty much eliminate snowfall. The reason for this is because snow falls based on a counter. It's a a down counter, so it's a countdown, and it's from a certain number of game ticks down to 0. When it reaches 0, it will toggle the snow on or off. But if you go to bed, what happens, instead of toggling, it will just reset it, and it will reset it to a random value between, let's see, it's half a day to 7.5 days. So that's 12,000 ticks for half a day, and what's 17 times 12,000? 150 plus 30, so 180,000 game ticks for so between 12,000 and 180,000 game ticks for the next rain or snowfall event. And since we don't know what that actually is, all we have to do is just keep going to bed every 12,000 ticks to make sure that it doesn't snow again. And it typically will work out, but you have to make sure you're really in bed on time to be sure. Otherwise, you might get caught right at the end if you're unlucky. But that's just something I wanted to touch on in this episode because it was bothering me as I was digging. Anyway, so let's talk about something else. Since we're sort of on the subject of snow, let me talk about snow generators. And you might be wondering what I actually have to talk about for snow generators because they're so simple, and it's because they're so simple that I want to talk about this. Let's look at some standard snow generators first. Let me grab some supplies. So I'm going to need some pumpkins for snow golems. I don't think I have very many of these, unfortunately. I have 8. That should be enough. And let's get some snow. That should be enough snow. And let's get a piston and a button, because those are used. So a button, we need some redstone and a piston. I guess I have to make a piston. That's fine. Alright, that should do it. Oh, and might as well grab some slabs. So, let's talk about these snow generators. Let's do it up here in the hole. That would be easy because there's a lot of space. So, obviously, snowmen are the basic structure behind snow generators, right? They walk around and they produce snow. And if you have them standing in a place, you can just dig the snow at their feet and collect snow as much as you want. and it's very easy to do, and it's a simple thing. Not many people really worry about it, but I want to talk about it because I find it funny. So, you can build dang it, build a snow generator like this. Just stick, I want to put a slab here, and then now you've got a snowman down there, and he can't get out. You can go down some more, and then just dig at his feet and get the snow, just like that. That's really simple. That's basically how most people would do a snow generator. They don't really care. But you can also hide them in the corners. So like I've seen a lot of people do, they'll dig out a hole in a corner like this, and then put a piston behind. Well, actually, it's 2 pistons, isn't it? Because they need to push them into the corner. But let's just go with 1. So basically, put a piston here, and put a snowman in here. Might be able to get it to work with 1. I can't say for sure though. Oh, I need to wire up that piston first. So now if I push that, if there's a guy in there, he'll be pushed along with it. But anyway, let's go ahead and create him. So now we've got a snowman in there. We can push him into this wall, and if we put another piston on the other side, we can push him into this corner, and he'll put snow down here. Actually, I should really show that, shouldn't I? Let me go grab some wood, and I'll be back out to show you. Oh, there's wood up there. Just steal this. It didn't need it. Trees in Minecraft don't need wood. Or logs. Stumps, whatever. Trunks, that's the word. They can just float. So, crafting bench. Table. Alright. Oh, I still don't have enough. There we go. Right, so let's get another piston. And this is, like I said, just for an example, but really, this sort of thing isn't necessary. And I'll show you why in a moment. So let's go back down here and put in that piston for the pushing the guy. So wire it up like this, and then we can block him in. So can't see him at all. Push him this way, push him from this way, and now we've got snow out in the corner, and we can just dig this. But I always found this funny. Why do you want to use pistons to push the guy into the corner? And you know, the only reason you'd push them into the corner anyway is if you want to hide them. It's not even necessary because mobs push each other around. So if I were to put 2 snow golems in a hole, so let me just set up a little thing here out in the middle of the field. Snow golems. So 2 of them in there. They're not generating any snow right now on the edges, but all you've got to do is give them a little nudge, and you can either do that by punching them or, you know, throwing a snowball at them. And now they're pushed to the edges, the corners, and they'll keep pushing each other to the corners, and they won't move. So you've got a snow generator without the use of pistons or anything, and you never have to reset it. So, like I said, I've always found it funny that people go out of their way to set up redstone for something like this when you can just use the mob mechanics. But anyway, that's not the main topic I wanted to deal with today, just something I thought about because we were dealing with snow, or I was talking about snow earlier. So, easy snow generator, just 2 golems in a thing with corners and hit them with a snowball, and you've got a snow generator. Right, so the focus of today's episode will be something that many of you may have already seen if you watch JL's channel. It's actually something inspired by Wubbi, something Wubbi designed, so many of you will probably recognize it if you watch his stuff. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so I cleared up the snow golems and put a bunch of stuff away, and I've got some dirt here which we'll be using for building out our next project. And I got some iron smelting here. I've already smelted some. This is going to be for pistons, which we'll be needing for our next project. But before I get into that, I just want to give a shout out to Mayhem and his buddies. They're a few cool guys who invited me to take a look at their mob system yesterday. It was fun hanging out with you guys. Thanks for having me. It was nice. But anyway, let's get back to the project. Let's see, we've got a lot of iron for pistons, and we're going to need this for an ice box. Basically a big ice machine that pushes all of the ice into a cuboid. It will take ice that forms in like little canals, and using buds it will pull the ice out and then feed it in along in one direction towards a point where it can build it up into a block. So let's head out here to where I've already laid down a marker. It's not that. It's out in this direction because it's sort of clear of the ores, so we can actually do some building without interfering with the ores. Out over here, if the chunks will just load. I already picked out a little spot where I want to build it. Come on, load chunks. Why is it being so slow? Well, while that's loading, let's build up here. I think I'm going to go like maybe 10 up. I don't know. About right here is fine. Maybe 1 lower. Let's go 1 lower. And this is where I'm going to build it. It's going to be a tray that will start forming around here, and the ice blocks will get pushed out this way and then get pushed up. So the way it will work is we have ice that gets fed down underneath, and they all collect towards the center. And I want it to be fairly large, like 12 by 12 by 12 or something, 11 by 11 by 11. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 by 12 by 11. We have to go with 11 because I want to put a block on top of the sticky pistons that will push up, so that we don't accidentally, like if we're using an efficiency shovel, we don't accidentally break the pistons. So 12 by 12 by 11. It's pretty big. It's not a perfect cube, but it will look alright. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we'll have water basically in this area that will freeze, and it will get pushed out and form ice. So that's the idea. And then we'll have another one over in that direction, and they'll join together in one spot somewhere, like, I don't know, in a square over here, which will be also activated by buds and have a bunch of pistons underneath and push up. And that square will be 12 by 12. So we're going to need a lot of pistons. 12 by 12 already is 144, and all of those have to be sticky pistons. I think I only have 24 slime balls at the moment, which means I'm going to have to go slime hunting, but that shouldn't be bad. Speaking of slimes, We're only at like 57 right now depth here, but once we break like 37, we're gonna have slimes all over the place in this area. It won't be too bad though, because they're slow. They won't be able to chase me as fast as I'll be digging, so they'll despawn. But still, kind of annoying to deal with. Alright, so I'm gonna leave this here for the moment, and I'll be back after I sleep, so be right back. Alright, we're back out here. I was saying how it's gonna be big. It needs 12 by 12, that's 144 sticky pistons, which is a lot, but it should be okay. It will be worth it. We'll have a lot of ice. Not that we need a lot of ice. Well, I might do some pretty cool stuff with ice, like the squid farm might be kind of cool if I encase it in ice. Anyway, let's get back to building. So we're at the end here. We've got source blocks that will form on here, and we're going to need source blocks around the edges. How do we do this? So we need to pull the piston, the ice blocks in that direction, because they'll go in that direction, then down, and then get pushed out this way. That's the plan anyway. I guess I could do it the other way as well. Have it go to the back. Let me think about this. If I put pistons, now let's just do it this way. Right, so we'll need another row behind here, and basically we'll have source blocks on top of here as well, but they will always be covered, so we can always have source blocks forming along this edge. Alright, so get rid of that ladder. I guess we need to move that back one. Alright, and then we're going to have pistons out here. So, like, where that wood is. And they'll be extended out this way. And then another piston on top here, which will push down. Yeah, and then they'll come down, and then there'll be another set of pistons below that, which will push them out in that direction. Okay, so now I need to do something similar out over there. Let's see. We need to go. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we need to go 6 from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this will be our halfway. So this 6 here will be the half that will be coming from this side. Then we'll have another half that will be coming from that side. So let's mark this as well. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's count this again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 blocks. Excellent. That's exactly what we want. Now, let's align these. I'll replace this with something other than dirt, of course. This is just to figure out where I want to build. Right? That looks like it's lined up. So what should I use here? I'm going to build around this, of course. Once we actually start building the base, we'll have like whatever our base theme is will be built around this. But for the time being, it's just going to be, maybe I'll make it stone brick and light blue wool, or stone brick and dark blue wool. I need to get a lot of dark blue wool first, though. Anyway, that's the basic shape of what it will look like. This stuff in the middle won't be here. This is just marking out distance. It'll all be pistons underneath that handle that. So I guess now we need to get pistons and start laying out the pistons. So let me go make a bunch of pistons. Alright, I've made a lot of pistons. So I'm gonna need a minimum, right now I know I need a minimum of 144 plus 23 on each side. So 144 would be 16, sorry, not 23 on each side, 13 on each side. So these sticky pistons for the bottom, and these sticky pistons for each side, and then I'm going to need 25 additional pusher pistons, well, 24 pusher pistons per side, and then another one piston for causing block updates and resetting the bud. So 50 normal pistons and however many this is, 144, 190, I believe. 190 sticky pistons, but I've only got 24 slime balls, so I need to go slime hunting. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I had previously found this little area. I looked up the slime chunks, and this little area has 2 slime chunks right next to each other. I think it's 2 slime chunks. And I just sort of dug it out a little bit, and just came here with a looting sword, which makes it much easier to get slime balls. So I'm going to spend some time around here fighting in these chunks and collecting slime balls. Here's something that's kind of cool. Currently the bottommost layer of my storage room intersects with, well, it doesn't intersect, but it's right next to this slime chunk area that I'm working on filling in, clearing out, making into a little slime trap area. So that's kind of neat. Makes for easy access. Anyway, back to collecting slimes. Okay, sticky pistons acquired. I even have a few slime balls left over, just in case I need them later. So now I'll take my sticky pistons and pistons outside, and we'll start setting up the redstone parts. Alright, here we are. Let's see if I can get up here. Ooh, oh no. Oh no. Yay, okay. So let's set this up. We need sticky pistons. They're going to be right there. So I need to put... I should have brought my dirt. It's alright, I'll use this. Oh no! Okay, so now we've got one row of sticky pistons set up. So we're going to have these powered. They're going to be on most of the time. Let's see. I think we can do it like this without worrying about anything really. And then at the end we're going to have another bud. Let's see, which end shall we put it? I guess we'll do this end. So, oh, I need to go down. Alright, I'm going to get some more dirt that we can use to build a platform for building underneath. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I built a platform out. Now we're on the edge here. And we want to put a sticky piston facing down right here. And this is going to be triggered. It's going to be a block update detector that gets triggered by these pistons retracting. So we'll have it like this for now. Also, I'm going to go through and replace that cobble with stone brick. I went ahead and made some stone brick. Wherever I have wires, I'll go ahead and do that. I'll just use cobble and dirt in places that aren't going to be complete, permanent, whatever. So, yeah. Right now, I've got to go over the top and put down a row of pistons, normal pistons, pointing down. And those will push it down this way. So, let's go do that. Alright, I've got those pistons set up. These are also going to have a wire going along them, a redstone wire. So let's go ahead and set that up. This time I'm going to make it out of... is that right? I think that's right. Yeah. And we put on top. Because, yeah, there we go. So we'll have redstone wire on top like this. So all of these will fire at the same time. Right, I'm going to replace this now. Oh, and it's getting night again, so I'll be right back after I place this and go to sleep. Okay, now I've got that wired up. So let's come back over here. Alright, so now this bud is going to extend down. So go down one, and then it'll be right here, and we need something to take signal. So let's have a block here, and then we can put a torch like that. So now when it's extended, it will make contact here, and we can send signal across here. So we need a repeater for that, I believe. Oh, come back. I'll get it later. Alright, so now this will extend, and when it extends, power will go to the repeater. Then we can send power up and connect it to those two lines there. So let's grab that stuff first. I realize that I can walk along that edge there and use ender pearls to get up here easily too. So this platform was still useful to build underneath, but it isn't as necessary now. Alright, so let's send the power up by I guess torches. I think those will work just fine. Oops. Alright. And then we need to do something here. We need to put a piston, a regular piston here, facing upward, which will perform a block update on this guy when it gets unpowered. Down there. I might be doing this wrong. I might have to check. Oh, I think this is moved back one. That's what it is. Yeah. This isn't here. It's right there. So let's move everything back one. Okay, so turns out it wasn't what I thought it was. Not sure what I was thinking. I just realized now these need to be buds. I don't know why I put it. They need to have diagonal power, not adjacent power. So this needs to go up one. So I made a slight mistake there, but I can easily fix that. Also, there was a piston here. I thought I needed to update this, but when this pushes, it should update this automatically. So I don't think that's necessary. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, so I'm gonna pick this up and make these into buds, and then it should work okay. So I don't know if you noticed, but with it wired up the way it was running like a clock. It's because of the adjacent power. It would switch on and off here, which is not what we wanted. Right, so let's line this up. Then if we go here, there we go, it's set up. And how do we get to the front? Oh! And now, if we have something happen on these blocks, like an ice block forms, it grabs it and pushes it down. It does that for all of them, which is exactly the behavior that we want. Now we just have to put in the water that forms the ice blocks. I want to put it under here, but I don't know what I want to make the surface out of. I was thinking about just making out of ice. That would potentially look kind of neat, but I don't know how much of this is going to actually be visible because there's wiring here and pistons. So I might just go with stone brick because it's easy to hide and stuff. Alternatively, I could just use cobble, or I could do some sort of wool, but like I said, it probably isn't going to be seen very much. Plus it's going to have water on top of it. These are going to have exposure to the sky, so I left them over towards the edge. As you can see, I'm in the far corner. That's another reason, not just because it's open out here, but because it's sort of far away, have openings. I don't know. It'll connect with the main building eventually when I have the main building up. So yeah, so that's how this works. As you can see, whenever something happens on one of these buds, it updates the entire row, causing it to go up and down. And at the end, this whole thing, this bud on the end, resets the whole thing. So now I just got to do the other side. I'll replace this with, I guess I'll do stone brick. Stone brick is fine. And build the other side as well. So I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, I've got both sides built now. They're both working. I'm going to go grab the water and then put the water in here so we can actually see it in action. So I'll be right back. Alright, I've got water buckets. Now I'm going to fill this thing up. So the way it's going to work is, don't mind that was just updating. Basically, once I complete both sides of this, both ends, I'll have the entire thing fill up. It'll be an infinite source. So now the entire thing is infinite sources. Now I can cover this up and whenever an ice block forms in there, it will pull it out and send it down. So let's go ahead and close it up and do the other side, and then we'll see what the results are. Oh, and you see this one formed while it was active. That's not a problem because as soon as another one forms, the entire thing will update. So if it forms while the pistons are moving, it self-resets, it fixes itself. And now we have two sides working. So basically, what will happen is both sides will push them down, and I'll have another row of pistons, which I'll set up in a moment, which will push them out towards the middle there. And then from the middle, or underneath the middle, I'll have another thing that will push them up. Or I could push them down. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll let you guys decide. Would you rather have it go down or have it come up? Going down would be much easier because you don't have to have complicated, well, it's not really complicated, but don't have to use any repeaters to go down. You can just run wire across the top. Ooh. I don't know. But as you can see, it's working quite well. Got quite a bit of ice, 4 over here already, 5 over here now, and this one is already filling it quite well. So this should generate quite a bit of ice, more than I'll probably need, but it should be doing well. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is set up the pistons on the bottom. Alright, I've put in both rows of pistons back there. You can see it's filling in nicely. I noticed a couple things. I've just been letting it fill in. It's been about 20 minutes or so. And I noticed that I counted one off. And it's not that there isn't the right distance between here. Well, I mean, there isn't the right distance, but it's not that there isn't 24 blocks. It's just that I forgot they can push 12 blocks, so including the space in front of the piston, that would be 13, so I needed to count 26 instead of 24. So they're a little close, but it's no big deal. It's forming a nice sheet here. Now, what I still don't know what to do is whether or not I should push this ice sheet up and form a cube above here, or push it down and form a cube below. Now if I push it down and form the cube below, it'll be harder to harvest, but it will save a lot of redstone. If I push it up, it uses a lot of redstone. It's like, probably like 80 repeaters or something. I don't know exactly, but a lot of repeaters would be needed to get the piston floor working. So pushing it up uses a lot of redstone, pushing it down a little harder to harvest, but not too much harder. I mean, I can just come in from the top and harvest down. So I don't know, guys. Let me know your opinion and tell me what you think is better, and we'll see what happens. Oh, there's also the third option. I could just put a floor under this and leave it as an ice sheet, and then they just, you know, fill in the ice sheet, and I can just harvest from here. This is a pretty good rate. This has only been like 20 minutes. It's already filled up this much. And this is really for, you know, generating ice in sort of an idle time sort of thing. I mean, I'll be doing stuff in my base while this is generating ice, and I can just come over here and pick it up. It's not like a one-shot thing, unless, I mean, I could make it like that, but that wasn't the plan when I started building this. So anyways, let me know what you think. If I leave it as a sheet, I can also save on these pistons. I've got these 144 stickies that are ready to be used to push it up or down, but if I leave it as a sheet like this, I won't have to do that. So that's another thing to consider. There's one more thing that I noticed. If I come down here, you see when it fills up, they start to extend down this way, and that's not really a big deal. I already have a solution for this, but it's something that I didn't think about at first. Basically, it's still trying to feed them down, and the pistons over there won't be able to extend with the 13 blocks. So that's all that is. But there's an easy fix for that, and basically it involves just forcing the pistons into an area forcing the ice blocks into an area where they will melt and then disappear, or they'll turn into water, and then I can just push another block down and it will destroy the water block. So basically, as long as I can destroy the ice blocks fast enough, which almost certainly will be able to, there's no problem there. So that's what I'll be doing with that. Anyway, that's all that I'm going to do for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. I want to say a big thanks to Wubbi. He's one of the members of JL's server. This bud switch design was originally his idea. I modified it slightly, but it's still mostly his design. So big thanks to Wubbi. JL's team over there come up with a lot of great ideas, so I like to incorporate their stuff. But that's really all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will probably figure out what I'm going to do with the ice sheet first for the next episode, and then after that I don't really have anything in mind yet, but I'll come up with something. But anyway, that's all for now. Once again, hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. See you next time.